afternoon now. Sorry to say good morning, but good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I hope that your day is going great. I hope that you feel blessed. I hope that everything is just going wonderful in your world. I really do. Before I get started, as always, let me share some scripture with you. Psalm 19:14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Um, I wasn't going to record today, but I heard about someone that has sort of recently began chemo, and they're feeling alarmed about their hair loss. And I just thought, well, it's probably so many people that are at that stage right now. I guess I was sort of fortunate because I didn't feel a sense of loss when I lost my hair. I felt sort of prepared for it. And then when it happened, I also felt like, okay, this is a mile marker. Um, I've got cancer. Cancer doesn't have me. I went through steps. I sort of already knew, even before I had cancer, that I was going to have, I don't know, something just told me that I had to cut my hair. I don't really, I didn't know at that point what. Then light was shining on it, man. Girlfriend, you got cancer. Girlfriend, you're going to have chemo. Girlfriend, my oncologist kept telling me to cut my hair. And I was like, yeah, I'll get around to it, kind of a thing. And he said, no, cut your hair. You've got to cut your hair now. I'm not taking a phone call from you at 3 a.m. with you crying because you don't have hair and it's stopping up your drains. And I was like, better cut my hair. So I did take that initial step, an initial cut um, beforehand. Um, I went from this, as you can see, it actually touches the floor. And when it was wet, it was on the floor and then some. So I was quite accustomed to having hair like for a long, long time. Always, when I was younger, like 5 or 6, I had short hair. But for the whole rest of my life, my hair was long. At this point, it had been growing from about my jawline to the floor for 23-ish years. So that picture was taken after I was diagnosed. So, like I said, I was used to having long hair. And then because my oncologist kept pressing me to cut my hair, I cut my hair. And then he told me how to cut it some more. So I sort of waited, like maybe I'm going to be the exception and my hair will hang around. It changed a really weird color of grayish, greenish, not goodish. And then it just, one day, it was just falling out like crazy. And I was like, well, forget this. It isn't going to fix me. I'm going to fix it. So I went and got my clippers out and I gave myself something of a GI cut. And then that was still falling out. So I cut it still shorter and that was still falling out. And I was like, I don't need this stuff like in food prep and everything like that. So I shaved it. And then after that, it was just nothing there for a very long time. Um, the way I just viewed it was I'm going to control this. It's not going to control me. I'll decide when it's all gone. It's not going to decide when it's all gone. And this is a marker. This is a mile marker that shows that I am one step closer to victory over cancer. It's not going to win over me. It's not going to pull these little games with me because I'm keeping control over this. And I might have been thinking silly. I might have been thinking right. I don't know. But it made me feel empowered when I said, no, it isn't falling out on its time all over my floor, all over my rugs, all over the place. It's going away on my time. I'm deciding when it's going to happen. And it did make me feel very empowered. Um, as for once it was all out, especially females were very complimentary, very complimentary. Um, Even now, and it's been a while since it's been gone. I don't remember. I don't remember now when I cut it and everything. I really don't. I would have thought that it would have been like a major, like, okay, this is a date I'll remember, but it didn't turn out to be. But the phrase that I literally constantly hear is stunningly beautiful. You're stunningly beautiful. If I thought it would look that good on me, I would cut my hair like yours. I'd never let it grow again. Things like that. Women are being very, very, very supportive. I haven't had any looks like, what's she up to? Nothing like that. Or, she must be sick. No, nothing like that. The only thing would be once a child, you know, exclaiming to her dad that that woman got no hair. How come that woman got no hair? It was adorable. And he's trying to avoid answering every way he could, which was also adorable. But it didn't bother me. Um, I've often even joked. I, I don't go out often and I don't go around in kind of a crowd very often, but it was a sort of class reunion and it was pouring when it was pouring just before I got to the restaurant. And I, the awnings were still dripping, though at that point it was more like drizzling. And I was like dashing under the awnings, and one of the awnings just dumped like a big, huge, glumpious amount of rain on my head about the second I got under it. And then when I walked into the restaurant, I'm sort of wiping this wet off my face, my neck, everything. And the woman that owned the restaurant met me because they were expecting the big group and the reservations were under my name. So I walked in and I was like, oh my word, my hair is just drenched now. I'm never going to know what to do about this. Does it look bad? And the woman couldn't stop laughing. I mean, she's like leaning over her on the counter laughing. It's it's part of it. It's not necessarily a good part of it, but don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as one big cornerstone toward your steps to victory. And, you know, you win over all of these steps. Even when I began preparation for radiation, they gave me tattoos. I've got 5 of them. So it's one on either side, like on my rib cage and several down the middle. And at first, when they said, they gave me this informational brochure, and it's like, you got to learn how to breathe like this, start now. Find a video, something, anything. I don't remember how it was phrased, but I was like, YouTube's bound to have something. And sure enough, I found the breathing on YouTube and started practicing it, and I found it easy. Breathe in through your nose, not your diaphragm ever, just your rib cage. Hold your rib cage open, hold your breath 30 seconds, then release back through your nose. So it was easy. Um, but with the tattoos, initially I was like, wait, tattoo breaks, because it was part of the information, you're going to get tattoos. And my mind went to something, the size of a tractor or something tattooed on me. It's not. But, can't blame a gal's mind for going somewhere on this and on a farm. So why not the size of a tractor, right? Why not a tractor? So um, I was like, the guy'd be kidding me, because I have lasted this long to this age without a tat, and they're going to tat my body. Really? And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Those are not tattoos. Those are badges of honor. That is one more step that I am making on my road to victory. And I am okay with those tattoos. And I didn't care what they looked like after that, because they're badges of honor. This is something that I have accomplished. This is something that has made me laugh in the face of cancer. And, you know, I viewed the hair the same way. It didn't win me. I won it. I decided when it was falling out. It didn't decide. I decided when it was all gone. It didn't decide when it was all gone. I did. I saw that it was beginning to fall out, and I shaved it off. I showed it. I'm in charge of this. I'm making the decisions. And it might be a childish way to view it, but if it makes you feel empowered, or if it makes you feel stronger, do it the same way. But don't let it make you feel sad. It will return in its time. I've got on a hat today because it's chilly in the house. And what you've heard about your body heat escaping through your head ain't no joke. It really does. Brr. So a cap does help out. And I'm okay with it. And the tattoos, by the way, are just little pink polka dots. You can see them if you really look hard with your naked eye, but they use a flashlight that's actually a black light, and they glow in the black lights. It's that difficult to actually see them, and they've got very trained eyes. They can spot them pretty quickly, but to verify, they do shine their black lights on them. And with these tattoos, you get lined up perfectly every time. You're always lined up with your tattoos, and the radiation is directed to the exact same space every time. And it helps. I mean, imagine if they had to measure and mark you each time. Goodness gracious, it would take forever. As it is, they kind of move you around. You lay on a sheet on, I guess it's metal, I don't know, a metal bed type thing. And you lay on the sheet, and they just tug you a little bit with your sheet, up, down, left, right, whatever. And they, mm, and they 20.0 and stuff like that. And you just lay there like, don't know what they're talking about, but okay. So that the tattoos help a lot with that. And you'd be shocked how much they can move you. I mean, you saw in the picture, I ain't skin and bone. Well, I'm a lot thinner now than I was in the picture, but yeah, I still ain't skin and bones. I got me some fluff. But at any rate, um, they move you easily. They line you back up again. So I view both things as badges of honor. I know my hair will be back probably in my lifetime. It won't touch the floor again. And in all actuality, now that I haven't had to spend a long time combing it out and stuff like that, hmm it may never be very long again. I haven't decided yet. Um, but I also had the benefit of my hair loss was in warm weather. So I can understand someone's alarm during cooler weather more so than mine. But again, I saw it as something that I was going to have a victory over. And I hope that somehow this message helps someone else in some way. And, that you just feel empowered. Take your power over the cancer. You've got cancer. It doesn't have you. You keep your power over it. You tell yourself things that give you the power. I look good without hair. I do. I look good without hair. I look great with pink tattoos. Whatever it takes. I have told myself that I feel great a lot of times. You're feeling good today. You really are. You feel good. You feel great. You got a ton of energy. You do. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But at least I go there. And there will be days that you don't feel so good. And there'll be some days that you do feel better than other days. But always these things pass. So embrace every moment and just consider a journey that you're on, and you're not alone on it. It's if you also have radiation as part of your journey, you'll especially see during radiation, you're definitely not alone on this journey, especially during radiation. You wait your turn, obviously, to be called back to the machine. And it doesn't take much for the list to sort of get a little bit off track. Just one person a little bit late, one person landing a little bit off, one person not holding their breath perfectly. Anything knocks this list a little bit off track. And you wait, and during this waiting time, you get to know the women that are in there waiting with you. And you see that you're sharing a very similar journey with some beautiful souls. And you learn to enjoy these people and learn from these people. Information flies. I mean, things like, well, I mentioned the other day that my outfit, almost all of it came from Amazon, and I retrieved all of my Amazon numbers to give everyone so that they would be wearing the same outfit because all of them loved the outfit. Um, Another woman was like, I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. And to make matters worse, I can't ever go to the bathroom. I'm like, girlfriend, whatever they tell you, don't listen to them, you cynical. The information is shared. Information flies. You'll be shocked what you learn. And people urge you on. You realize that you're not on the journey alone. Reach out. And there's lots and lots of people that either know you or don't know you that's willing to help you out. I've had people at Tractor Supply put things in my car for me. It was one day I was weak as a kitten, and I was like, oh, wonder what my chances are that if I just get this cart to my car, that this stuff will just sort of jump in. Yeah, it wasn't happening, but it didn't have to because a total stranger, I didn't even see the person. I heard a male voice from behind me. Young lady, can I help you with that? Let me put that in the car for you. And I was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Like literally, I could have hugged the man and I didn't know him. But people will help you. And it's a different day and time. No one's judging your hair or the lack thereof or anything. Be proud of that badge of honor. Be proud of your tattoos. Be proud of your journey and win it in the end. I go about mine very prayerfully. I haven't gotten down yet. I prayed constantly, and God hasn't let me down. So that is one thing that I can say is a major benefit for me is my relationship with God. and he's always been a part of my life. I began going to church when I was about 4 weeks old, and as um, an adult, I stopped for, I don't remember, it was more than 1 year though, some years, due to some problems within the church that I was attending, and then just not really being able to find a church that felt like home. So I stayed prayerful. I still studied my Bible. I still walked with God. I belonged in a church, and I knew I belonged in a church, and I kept trying to find the right one. And finally, I found the right one, and now I'm back in church, and um, I don't intend to ever leave church, and I definitely won't leave God, and He's not leaving me. But I just, I felt it on my heart that I needed to put this message out here today. And I thank you for listening. If you know someone that this can help, please share it with them. Um, if you know someone that needs prayer, put it down in my messages. I would love to pray for someone that you know that needs prayer. Or if you need prayer, put it down in my messages, down in the chat. And this will show live. So put it in the chat. I would love to pray with you, for somebody. It's a journey. It's all a journey. And if it has nothing to do with cancer, I'm still more than happy to do some praying. And I believe in the power of prayer. It's another story, but prayer saved my life. And I believe in the power of prayer. But I'll close now. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, again, my schedule has gotten really bizarre. I do feel tired a lot. I'm on the road a lot getting chemo and radiation. So recording has become strained. But thank you for joining me. And like, subscribe. If you subscribe, ring that bell for me, and then you get notified when I show up again. And when I'll show up again, pretty much God only knows. He always tells me when to show up and what to say. So, again, thank you for joining me. And until next time, I do love you. And peace be with you.